Yeah, baby. Wonder if all my bad decisions get accounted in the algorithms. No statistician could dissuade me from my bigger vision. I know my occupation's quite an unlikely place in this world to occupy and talk about upon a daily basis. Our information's predetermined by some biased business. We all in sermon to silicon that push out lovely neighbors. I'm done with paper chasing, think I'm on to bigger banquets. This that full circle, new wave, energy on a Tuesday. Turn a blue day to a bright hue, yellow with a smooth A in hair. Extra fruité the brand, you can't move me. The music is man, it's a con job, but it's grand. Been blessed with a great hand amongst many that stank. And yeah, it took some hard work, but blind luck play a huge role. And if they say that it don't, then they feeding you fool's gold. And if I know one thing, the truth's home. Even if it's a tough thing to swallow, an even harder thing to hold and truly know without a doubt while on the globe. And even though that seems inherent, it ain't always so apparent. Dangle carrot, you ain't always gonna get it. But don't worry, it's a pretty February in a year with more to carry, and more days is yet to come under the sun, taking the ferry to the city where the moment's extra pretty, like the people, like the idea that I keep inside my brain that isn't equal to the real world. All that stress ain't saving me fear though. I swear to God I'm trying, but they pushing their demons down my esophagus, screaming the easy life, what I want always. Praise made up holidays, tell me that love is the answer just to boost this economy. Buy more sell now, but I ain't following. I ain't a hollow man, I'm full of them fall winds. Take it all with a tall grin, and if you feel it, do it with me. And just sing what the song says. Take it all for what it is. It ain't all so big. So big, so big, so big, so big. Take it all for what it is. What it is, what it is, what it is, what it is. It ain't all so big. It ain't all so big.
Hello, hello, hello. Hey, y'all. It's me, your host, SB. Hey, y'all. I'm back. It's me again. Yes, I was here yesterday. It was Tuesday and Monday. Y'all have me. Is today Wednesday? Yeah, y'all have me on hump day 3 days in a row. What is going on with SB? You know what it is? Mr. Boss and SB are mobile, and we could just jump on any given time. So listen, guys, I hope y'all are enjoying this. If y'all want me to continue to do this type of thing, y'all gotta let me know. And y'all have been doing that. Y'all been supporting the show, and I'm glad to see that you're here tonight. But you know what? We was gonna name this week Deal Breaker Week, and I guess these are definitely we're speaking on deal breakers. So we definitely have a video or two to show you today, but it's gonna be a little different spin. But we're gonna get right into it, and you know, women they just don't want to understand. How about that?
Dearly beloved.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But before we get started, I got to definitely say hello to a few people. I want to invite some other people in. I gotta let y'all know those individuals over there on TikTok, they are definitely supporting the channel. They just chiming in. You know, y'all know they be going at me left and right, but I do have a lot of supporters over there. That last clip that Mr. Boss did with speaking on Miss P, y'all know the one. We've been getting a lot of feedback for that particular video, but hey, it's okay. It's an eye opener actually, and it lets you know this world is not as small as you think. It's actually huge. But we good. We good. We welcome it, and it's all good. So anyone that is over here visiting from TikTok, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You give me a thumbs up as you come into the live. You just know you're going to enjoy it. If nothing else, you're going to just love hearing my nice little voice. But give me a thumbs up as you come in. Make sure you turn on the notification bell so you can be a part of any of these lives that I decide to do. And like me and Mr. Boss been going at it, we've been doing it every day just to see if we can just keep up with this pace. So anyway, now y'all want me to do this. Y'all gotta like be present. No, I can't tell y'all what to do. But anyway, I appreciate you all anyway. That was TikTok. Also Instagram. Instagram, you have been, they've been engaging also. And if it's your first time here, make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Turn your notification bells on so you'll know when I'm actually going live. Because right now there's no particular time or place. I'm just picking up video and doing what we do whenever we get time to do it. So that's why I'm here again tonight. So, and my family over here on YouTube, y'all know I appreciate you. Y'all support me so much. I just love the fact that you're here. And we're going to continue to do this. But I got to say hello to a few people because I'm seeing some folks that I ain't seen in a while. I am so glad to see them. I want some updates. I know I can't have any because I'm live, but I still want some updates. We got Christopher Lee. Christopher, what's going on with you? It's good to see you. Dominic Broom, how are you? The motivator for single moms. Hey, listen, single moms definitely need that support. So continue to do what you do. But talk to them real. Be truthful and honest with them. Tell them don't have no more unless they get them a husband or some sort of support system that can definitely help them, because motherhood, parenthood, and all those other hoods are very difficult. So definitely, Dominique, continue to do what you do. Mr. Gilbert, I hope you're feeling better tonight. I hope you are. Bolo, what's up, Bolo? No, he didn't say Trump for 2024. It's definitely a deal breaker. Look, I don't even know what's going to happen, y'all. It's just looking kind of scary out there. So make sure you take your time because it's looking real scary out there. Just in case y'all haven't paid attention, it's looking crazy. So pay attention and we'll see. We definitely see. Jedi, I'm like, how is married life? How is the wife? And I'm just so glad to see you. I hope everybody is doing wonderful, but we got to catch up. I did not do my standard show last month. It's a whole bunch of things that went into that, to why not? But I am so glad that you're here. And again, tell the wifey I said hello, and hopefully we get to catch up. Mike B, what's going on with you? I appreciate you encouraging marriage and family in today's world. Blessings, Mike. Oh, Mike, I know these things are written, but we still got to plant those seeds. My guy is here. Mr. Dre says we're planters. I am agreeing with him. Marcus, what's going on with you low frequency women like the so-called sisterhood? Hate the truth. You know what? I think they actually like this fight. I think this is the type of energy, like you say, that low vibrational, that low frequency. I think they enjoy this. I'm beginning to almost put this type of woman in a box. Almost. I think it's a particular type of woman. Almost. But then when the age gets older, when they reach 35, I'm saying, wait a minute. 35-year-old, this one's lived a couple of, years and has some life on her. Now, this should be different. And then when they get older than that, I'm like, wait a minute. This definitely should be a different woman. So I'm not really sure. I don't know if I can put them in a box yet, but hey. Dre, I don't know. Dre say Trump for 2024. So, Marcus, we out to lunch on that, but thank you so much for y'all prayers and support. Y'all know I need it. Y'all see him going at me in the comment section. Y'all be saying it, Jimmy. Mr. Jimmy, what's going on? Peace to you also. Footprints in the sand finally caught her. Thank you for being here. Jedi says married life is a blessing. Jedi, I can't tell you that. I hope every day you understand that. And it may not be a perfect day, but I tell you, it was going to be better than it would have been being single. I can only just share that with you, and I've been doing it for a long time. You're going to have some bad days, hopefully not, but typically we're man and woman, everything ain't going to be perfect, but you're going to just enjoy it when it is, buddy. I tell you, you are. So continue on with that train of thought, continue to feed into your wife and make sure she's loving and kissing on you, and y'all will be good, in my opinion. Mr. Gilbert says, how about we don't need a president for the next 4 years? We need what? We need to heal. Listen. Oh my God, that sounds too much like lawlessness. I understand what you're saying, but God, just nobody. We just run it on our own. We just do whatever we want to do. Don't you see enough of that going on? I don't know. I mean, we have some really bad choices, though. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. You're right. So I don't know. Listen, what do y'all think about? No, I'm not going to put anything in y'all head like that. So I hope he gets 20 years. I hope he do, Mr. Gilbert. More than that. I hope they just, their nuptials just take him out. Oh, you hope he get 20 years in Come on, Are we talking about Trump or are we talking about Jedi? If we talking about Trump, he's not going to get 20 years. Come on. He's not going to get 2 probably if anything happens. They're going to find a way to make this a joke like they always do. Just like now they're bringing Biden up on. Come on, y'all. They're tiring. They are definitely distracting us from something very large. So we just wait and see what it is. I got to tell y'all, for one, y'all, that the big C is out there again, running rampant. So protect yourselves. I can't even begin to tell you how to do that. We're not wearing masks anymore, but make sure you're washing your hands and staying healthy. because it's out there again, y'all. Somebody told me today that somebody I work with, one of my colleagues, had the big C and couldn't show up for the meeting. I was like, what? And then they said he really, really wanted to come. I'm like, really? He really, really wanted to come and be in this little room with all of us? And I'm glad he didn't, but yeah, it is written. The book of Eli, Without Order. Can you imagine? I know you saw Denzel in the movie. Can you imagine the 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 destruction, the way they took? Oh my goodness. From each other? Nah, no good, no good, no good. Boom, dearly beloved. Hey, Dr. Steele, what's going on with you? We got our sound effects back just about. We're almost back in order, but there is still some things that Mr. Boss haven't found yet. There is no such thing as a perfect day. There is not. That's why there are three folks in the marriage: me, my wife, and Christ. Absolutely. Absolutely. So keep that up. Don't forget it. Continue to tell people about that, Jedi. What I learned doing this is that single people have no idea what it's like to be married. So us here telling them is sometimes a bit confusing. We can say so many things. I don't know. I would love to talk to you about before and after, of course, but we can say so many things about how gratifying it is to be in a relationship and what have you. And they be looking at us like a little blank. They have like a blank face. And I say to myself, oh my God, they have no idea. Their minds have not transformed or transitioned to being married because they're not. So I'm talking foreign. I'm telling them these things can happen, but they're looking at me like, what? And you know what? I saw this, the biggest example of this thus far is with JB. Y'all know JB used to go at folks before he got married. And now to see that he's married and he's showing and talking about so much value that his wife has for him, how much she's an asset down to the shampoo bottle. It is so crazy, but wonderful to hear. And it's like, it dawned on me that, you know what? Single people, they can't get this. There's a fear, there's something that's blocking, that's keeping them. And I'm sure you have your stories as of now too. But to hear JB say that is like, what did you say? So it's just amazing. So keep up the good work. Dre says vitamin C, D, zinc, and magnesium. That will keep the big C away. All right. That sounds good. We need the extra dose. I'm definitely down with that vitamin C. Those other things I might be lacking in a little bit. Gotta catch up with it. A 3/4 fold cord isn't easily broken. Jedi, as long as God is the binding cord, love, 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 or hearts, hearts, hearts. I agree. You got to always remember that. Go back to that blueprint. Remember your position. If you're out of order, you know what to do. Definitely. That is just so wonderful to know that Jedi has gotten married to Miss Tamika. I got to get y'all back on the show. But anyway, we're going to move on, guys. So listen, y'all know today's show, what it's about. Women, they just don't want to understand. They don't. I've realized this, that they have a nature in them right now that the message that I'm trying to convey to them, they really don't want to understand it. It's crystal clear. I may say blue and they're going to be like blue-ish. It's just they won't hear what I'm saying. I try hard to say, no, listen, I'm not saying that a man is not responsible or just as responsible as you when it comes to having sex. What I'm saying is I'm talking to you and they are not getting it. I am talking to you, woman. Woman, I'm talking to you only because you're a woman. I'm not saying that you are more responsible than the man. I'm just saying I speak to you. And it's almost like, so you're just not gonna you're just not gonna hold them responsible for nothing. And yeah, I don't understand. I'm like, y'all are not gonna make me crazy. I know what I'm saying. And I know what I'm saying is making sense. So why are you not hearing me? There are many men that can correct, hold men accountable, all those things. I'm just here trying to speak to women so we can make better decisions for ourselves. And the conversation can obviously change, but they don't want to understand that. They don't, y'all. It's like, nah, how we going to talk about sex and we got to leave out the man. I'm like, huh? What? So that brought us to this topic today, and I got a couple of videos I want you all to take a look at, and I want y'all to notice, and we'll go over it. I want you to notice how the wording changes to fit their narrative. Instead of just hearing what is being said, we gotta change these words or change the verbs or just change what is being said so to fit my narrative, so I can then complain about it and then become some sort of a victim. Now, I hate saying this about my sisters because women. I hate saying this about women because they're not my sisters right now. I hate saying this because they're pretending like they're not understanding what's going on, and they're keeping themselves in a place that is not good for them. And I'm simply saying the quicker you get this, the better you'll be. But again, if we are, you know, don't want to believe, and we just want to be in a place that doesn't understand, I still say this, y'all. I think they need to disengage. I think they need to go get off this internet and just go somewhere for a moment, self reflect on who they are as a woman, figure out what their purpose is, and, maybe later come back and be like, you know what? I was all out of order. All I heard was men are no good, or this man ain't nothing, or this is because, anytime you get such a bad feeling or thought of a man, and anytime somebody mentions a man, it automatically goes negative. There is a problem because you absolutely know most of these people, women, they have kids, they have boy children whom I know they love and adore, who I know that they feel as though they're doing their best in trying to raise. So they're not trying to, talk bad about them, but it's everybody else's child. So that's a ridiculous way of thinking. So we got to do better than that. We definitely do. But money, marriage, and media. How are you, sir? Thank you so much for your $5 super chat. This is why we need more married people making content, more examples of working relationships. I agree with you, and you say this often, but you know what? I think this has to be something that is called upon for you to do, because we get so much pushback. I myself get so much pushback just trying to get the mindset on sacrificing, being a lady, being a wife, and all those things that a true marriage, a covenant marriage, actually entails. I mean, you just don't know. It's almost like, And the thing is I'm really not interested in telling people or sharing with people how to be married or how to get there if they're not willing to do the real work. We have too many marriages out there that are just two people together. They're just kind of passing each other in the night, just doing ridiculous stuff. There's no relationship, none whatsoever. And we get to the grocery store, he putting his hand in his pocket, walking off like he don't know it's time to pay for it. She done stole the $10, $20 out of his pocketbook. We acting like strangers. We don't even trust each other. We can't put money in one pot because, she might run off with it, or he might run off with it. I'm like, what are y'all doing? What are we doing? Why are you with people that you don't even trust? You treat them like total strangers. Any given night, you might bust him over the head, or he might hurt you. That's what it sounds like. It's like we're being involved with people that we don't even know. And that's ridiculous to me. So we first got to get to a point where we recognize that we all are flawed. There's something wrong with all of us, and we need to get back to trying to do relationships, liking and loving each other to some degree. And y'all already know what's missing. But, we just planners out here. We can't give it to them. So, she opens her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. I love that. Thank you so much, Yank, and welcome to the show tonight, Mr. Hager. Hello, sir. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for being here. You know what? It's a thing. It's a big thing. I had the show on last night, and then we played a video where a young lady was very, very concerned about her husband adding her to the insurance policy as a beneficiary, and also to his home. I'm assuming that he owned or what have you. She was very concerned about that, and they had only been married like 30 days, right? And it was so funny because we get such different, a woman thinks one way and a man thinks another way when it comes to those type of concerns, of course. And Miss Anissa is probably not here right now, but she my girl. And Anissa said we should have been thought about that well before we got married. And I agree with her. And y'all also know that I'm big on relationships, right? So he fell off a little bit in his leadership, a little bit with that, not covering. Now, I understood from the conversation, it seems to me that they talked about it because she knew exactly what his assets were or what his riches were. She knew. So there was some conversation. So what was the reason he did not add her but went on ahead and married her? This is very interesting to me also. And I agree with her that this all should have been taken care of prior. Now Anissa kind of thought the way that the young woman did because she was saying, what if the man passed away at any given time and he forgets or never adds her? Because that's kind of what goes on. You take care. I'm not you're supposed to take care of something, but as long as everything is good, you don't. And what if she goes on for time and doesn't add her, and then then he passes away? Then what? She's left with nothing. So that is a major concern. But what was interesting about that is that right at the end, she asked another question, and Anissa, I don't have it in front of me, but the question went along with, what do we do to earn the grace of God? I believe, how much do we have to do to earn the grace of God, or the grace of Jesus? I think that's what it was. And don't quote me on the words, but my thoughts and answer to Anissa for that is that first thing we do, Anissa, is we definitely, we confess. We confess our sins and we repent and we ask God. This particular woman didn't display any type of humbleness of confession. She didn't display any type of repentance for going crazy and acting foolish. And she didn't ask her husband. She was just basically saying, we've been together 30 days and you done dropped the ball, buddy. I'm really feeling as though you don't care about this marriage anymore. So her demeanor was all of not of one that is accepting of Jesus. So I don't think that was the best analogy, but I understand what you're saying. But to go to what you said, we first have to confess. We have to be accountable for all those things that we do and think that are incorrect. We have to understand. We're going to self-reflect and we're going to be like, hey, I was jacked up. I was wrong. I should have never done these things. Lord, please forgive me. And then we're going to repent for them. And we're going to ask him into our life. And that's not what we were getting from that young lady the other night. But that's how we earn that. Just to answer your question, that's how that relationship with God, Jesus, is earned. We first have to do certain things. And I just don't think that young lady was in the position to do so. But the comparison, I get it, but it was good still that you brought that to my attention. I would like to say that because that goes along with what we're talking about when I'm always saying to ladies, hey, I need y'all to self-reflect. We need some accountability. That's all it is. That's all it is. We're accounting for the things that we're doing, and then we're having a mindset change because we understand that those things probably shouldn't have been done. And then we're repenting from them, and then we're starting over again. We repent from them, and we're going to start over again a different way with some principles, right? Some standards and some morals, and then we're going to do it the right way. So you're exactly right, Anissa. But again, like the men saw it different. Some men were like, I'm not adding her to anything. Look at the way she behaved. Y'all, the reality of it is they didn't do relationship well. All these things should have been settled and vetted prior to them actually saying, I do. They didn't. And often that is the way our marriages go in our culture. They don't cover the important things. They just do things. And the marriages are almost like a battle. There's no relationship. There's no liking and no loving that goes on in these relationships after a time. And that's what we got to get back to. So that was what went on today somewhat. Now, moving on. Let me do the super chat. Yank, thank you so much for your $5 super chat. And I was going to call you Dr. Dre. Not that Dr. Dre, but Dre, how are you? He says, thank you again for your $5 super chat. Knowledge, understanding, wisdom. When people get the wrong knowledge, they get a wrong understanding. Then wisdom can never be applied. Oh, thank you for that. We gotta rest in that for a minute because you're exactly right. I go back and forth a lot with people on TikTok. I'm gonna have to stop, and Instagram. But what I'm learning is that a lot of people, they have no clue, y'all. They have no clue. And when I come across that, I feel as though I can't just leave them there. I have to say something. It doesn't have to be something negative. It doesn't have to be crazy. It's just I have to leave them with something. So that's exactly what I do. I try to leave them with some sort of something to think about. And I always think about Dre when he says we're planters. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to try to plant some sort of seed to make them think just a little bit different than what they've been thinking, because right now we have a whole generation of people that don't give any thought to their purpose for being here and what's actually going on. They give no thought to it. So anyway, we're going to go on to the first video, and you're going to understand this, and you're going to know why we call this they're not trying to understand. All right, so take a look at this video. Mr. Boss, did it do it again? Oh God. I thought I saw it. All right, guys, just give us just a few minutes. Mr. Boss is going to find that video and play it for you, but it's going to be interesting. So take a minute.
Listen, a lot of women, especially black women, and I might get in trouble for saying this, but I will. In our society right now, black women are making a lot more money for the most part than black men, right? There are a lot of black men who are successful, but for the most part, black women are making the money. So if you can find love, if that man works, at whatever job and is a good man and is good to you and honors the house and honors his wife and does what he can, because his gift may not be your gift.
Exactly.
That is okay. That's not somebody who's beneath you.
Yeah.
That's somebody who came to love you at your worth, right?
Yes.
And as long as he's secure in himself to know that, yep, she makes most of the money, all I can pay is the light bill. As long as she's comfortable enough to say, I'm going to cover the mortgage and all the other stuff, you've handled the light bill, baby, you can take me to dinner every now and then. That is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But that's so hard for a lot of people to take in, because that means, no, I need somebody who is, they need to make 5 times more, and I got to have, well, go on, keep your list, baby.
Yeah.
God bless you. Hope it happens. Go on, keep your list. But when you talk about just someone to love you and support you, I know people whose men can't touch what they make. But when you see them together, that love, that support, that I got you, babe, it's a beautiful thing.
So listen, Doc, the professor says that's a lie. Why do people keep spreading that lie? So Doc, it's kind of difficult sometimes to understand what you guys are saying in the comment section, because you have thoughts and you just, typing. But I want to know what's the lie. I want to know what's the lie. And Miss Anissa. Hey, Anissa, how you doing? She says, no. Is this traditional? So let me tell you what I heard. I talked about this briefly the other day, and we can almost understand what other people heard. I think what happens is a lot of times people get caught up in the example that the man used and certain things like that. What I heard this man say is that there's a man out there that is a good man. He may not have an earning potential of $100,000 today, but he honors and loves the woman that he is married to, his wife. He has what it takes. He's a God-fearing man. He has what it takes to be a good husband. He will do whatever it is. He's not lazy. He's not slothful. He is a good man. Point blank. All he needs and desires is to have a helpmate. He met a woman. Her earning potential was double his, but he's still a man. Tyler is saying, woman who has the higher earning potential, you need to see that this is a man. Provision is just not his paycheck. Provision is how he prays over you, how he keeps you, how he leads you. It's all of those things. Don't get hung up on him paying the light bill. That's the part that you don't want to get. It ain't about the light bill. He just threw out something. Maybe that wasn't the best example. Maybe that wasn't, maybe that made a terrible narrative. I don't know, but it wasn't about the light bill. It could have been anything. He could have you living in a home, a 2-bedroom home. Who knows what it is? The basis of the story is that he at this point in time was not earning as much as the woman, but it did not take away from him being a good man. He wants women to understand that there are men out there who have excellent earning potential, but it may not be over 100,000, or it may not supersede the ones that you make, but it does not make him a bad man. He has all the qualities that you look for, and he and you together could do so many things, but it doesn't mean that you're taking care of him. It doesn't mean that. But women, for some reason, they can't get it. Why should I build him up? You're not building him up. He was a man when you met him. Money does not make a man. Guess what? If you're young enough, you have kids, you do different things, you're not going to work forever. You're going to want to come out of a job, but who's going to take care of the situation then? I'm not telling you to marry a piece of man. See, that's where we drop the ball at. And every time I say this, then they talk about this man that they created in their mind. Well, some husbands don't work anyway. Some of them just play the game anyway. Is that your husband? Is this a real example? Are you just looking for a reason to not understand? And that's what I'm talking about. That was a bad example when we went by what he said. Yeah, when you went by what he said, the light bill. But why didn't you understand the premise of the whole scenario though? He's telling you he was a good man. It was just the light bill. It was just whatever he had on the top of his dome. It didn't have to be the light bill. What if he didn't do anything? What if he was a struggling actor? What if he was trying to get a business up from ground, be an entrepreneur? What if all of that? What if he was living in his darn car like Tyler Perry was, and now he's a billionaire? However much money Tyler got, I don't know. Did I give him too many? Whatever the situation is. What if he was that guy and you missed it? See, some of us be trading in that lottery ticket like it's nothing, but some of us get it and we get it and we win. But there's other you that just sitting around, you're going to be by yourself because you don't understand. You don't know how to discern what is a good man. But you say you do. You say you do, but you don't. Because all you're looking for is those 6 figures. You're looking for the provision, but you don't even know what provision is. You try very hard not to understand because you've made money your God. I hate to say it. Yeah, but so what? Okay, so make it the light bill, Anissa. Make it the light bill. Does that take away from him being a man? Did he say he was lazy? No. Did he say he was slothful? No. Did he say he was a deadbeat? No. He said he was a God-fearing good man. Did you hear that part? Maybe they live in a mansion and the light bill $1,000. Did we ask? No. So if we could take so many things from what he said to be real, then make it all real. He said the man was good. And I'm telling you that provision is just not money. Is he going to pray over you? Is he going to cover you? Is he going to do all those things? Is he going to be faithful and committed to you? Yeah. He said all of that. Did we hear it? Then he also said, girl, just go on with your list then and be by yourself. Just go on with your list. That's what he's trying to tell you. But we trying so hard not to understand because we feel like the man got to check all the boxes. No. You all got to check the boxes. He's coming with what's necessary. He's the man. You can't take it from him. Now, guess what? Whether the woman who has the earning potential to double his or not, that man is going to get a woman. Trust me, he will. But all Tyler was doing is saying, hey, look, some of you high earning ladies, because you have been fortunate enough to go to college or whatever the situation may be, look, don't throw away all your potential. You got Oprah over there making who knows how much. She got Stedman. Where's Stedman work? Does anybody know? No, they don't. So what I'm saying is, I don't know what's happened to the wife. I don't know what's happened to the good woman. But if you really think that you can work all your life and it's required that you maintain a man, I would say don't do that. You need a man. You need a husband. You need a stand-up guy. I agree with that all day, every day. But don't base that on how much money he brings in every week or what have you. Don't do that. Measure the man on his character. Is he a God-fearing man? Is he a thief? Does he have good credit? All those things that contribute to a good man. That's what needs to be measured. Nothing else. Because guess what? Like I said, He could have be getting ready to open a business. He has so many things he could do. But now guess what? Like I said, y'all could be living in a mansion and that light bill might be $1,000. We didn't ask those questions. We just took it for what it was and made it a negative. That's what I'm saying. But are you dating a man that just pays the light bill? No. Do you know any woman that husband just pays the light bill? No. We just created this man in our head to make it negative. That's the point I'm trying to make. Why? Unplug. Go somewhere. Get off of this internet, because this what it's doing to you is not good. It's not good. It's not. You can't even, it's like I can't even rationally see myself through this, because everything I think about a man is negative. This man said, okay, light bill. Okay, but guess what? Light bill, that means, that's just a utility. He ain't got no money. He ain't no good. That is a terrible way to think, because guess what? This man might be able to build a house, change some tires. Oh, I mean, pray over you. All the things that we say, or we used to say, that we wanted in our men. Commitment, all of that. But then we flip it around. Let's give you what you're looking for. Let's give you the man and you making $200,000. Let's give you the man that's making $300,000. See what he gets you. See what he gives you. See if he's gonna pray over you. See if he gonna come home every night. See if he cares about what you think. Hopefully he does. But you know what? Since money is the God, more than likely he may not do that. Get you one of these athletes. Get you all these men that care so much about what a woman actually thinks, and see how it works out for you. Yeah. Some of them it may really work out for, but you better get him when he's 12. Because if he get 30 and he ain't married yet, and then he got all this stuff and then he go pick you up, okay, I can just imagine how that's going to be. But hey, whatever you wish for. But I always thought that women wanted real men. I thought y'all wanted real relationships, and it just doesn't seem like that's what we're after right now. Yes, I do. It happens. Oh, you might not be talking. Anissa, are you talking to me? I don't even know. I don't want to get in your conversation if you're not. Lady D, how are you doing tonight? I hope you're doing very well. She says, what is supposed to happen if the Black woman can't pay bills? Ooh, maybe the Black woman shouldn't have bills. He's had since before 1960 and before. What's the problem here? I don't think there is a problem. What is the problem? What you mean he had? He had what? Every man around me has always provided. Every man around me. It used to be a time when men thought that's all they were supposed to do was to work. They'll work 2 and 3 jobs. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They do nothing about relationships. They do nothing about taking care of the kids. They didn't even want to be involved in that. But guess what they would do? They would go to work. They would work 10 and 12 hours a day. They would never miss a day of work, and they would pay all those bills. But in my opinion, I don't think that was a good husband. I don't think that, I knew it wasn't the husband that I wanted. I can't say it wasn't a good husband, but it wasn't the husband that I wanted. So that's where we're coming from. That's what Black men used to do. My dad right now I have never known him to miss a day out of work. There was one day that he came home early, and I'm going to tell you why. He got stung by a whole bunch of bees, and he had to go to the emergency room because he was allergic to them. I have never known that man to miss a day of work. Never. And that was the relationship my mom had with him. That's it. Provision. And I knew what a man represented. But do you think that he was, for me, I used to bleed breaks with him because I wanted to spend time with him. I had to jump into, his world and do things like that. But what I'm saying, the man today is not doing that. Men today are doing so many more things, as far as provision, covering and all those things. He provided a house. He did what he knew to do. But today's man is offering so many more things. And all y'all can say is, I need y'all to make more than I do. That's kind of, I don't know. Listen, Mr. Boss wanted me to read something. So what was it? So Lady D, to answer your question, I don't know what the problem is. I'm not sure what you're saying the problem is. Now, if we're talking about, and we got another video too, but if we're talking about building with a man, let me tell you another thing that I hear women say. Instead of saying building with your spouse or us building together, they like to say, why am I supposed to build him? Or why am I supposed to give him my money? I never told anybody to build any man, and you shouldn't. I never told anybody to give all your money to any man. But what I did say is put your money in one pot, because your husband's putting his money in one pot too, and y'all money together is going to give y'all more money. That's what I said. Did y'all hear me? See, I try so hard not to understand because you just don't want to get it. But that's what I said. You put 100% in, he's putting 100% in. We trust and loving each other. We're going to grow and build together. And whatever he has, I have. And whatever I have, he has. That is relationship. That is marriage. I don't know what y'all looking for. That's what I said. But y'all try real hard. I ain't building no man. You can't build a man. Where would you start? You can't think like one. You don't know him very well. So how would you build a man? By giving him your money? Really? Really? Somebody wants you to do that? Oh, ladies, y'all try so hard not to understand. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me at all. Stop trying so hard not to understand. Now, again, if you don't agree and you don't want to do that, I totally understand. But make sure you get the concept for the way that it really is. Y'all say y'all logical. Get the concept for what it really is. You're not building a man. You're building with a man. Y'all are creating and building and becoming one together in marriage. You're not giving the man your money. You're putting your money along with your husband, putting his money into the one pot so y'all can have more money. But guess what they say to that? Shoo, I bet something happened. He gonna steal my money. What are you talking about? Who is this man that's putting all his money in one pot as you're putting in your money in one pot? Now, where he going? He gonna steal. These men these days, they gonna steal all the money. Guess what? Stay single. Absolutely don't marry someone that you fear is going to take something from you. I don't recommend that from anybody. Y'all, nobody. Get out of the relationship game because you're not really willing and ready to have one. You don't know relationships, especially not long term. Keep hitting the lick, doing whatever it is you do. Whatever you feel like is working for you. Keep doing that. But relationships and marriage, stay away from it. You're only going to ruin another man. If you don't have your head on straight, if you really think you building a man or you putting your money in with his, he gonna run off. That's what I'm saying, y'all. We got to pull away from this internet or this social media because for whatever reason, every man is a thief and every man is taking from a woman. And that's all these men have potential to do. And y'all know better than that because if that's the case, that would mean every woman is trashy and all she doing is trying to scam a man out of his money. She really don't love nor like him or like or love him and doesn't have the potential to do so because it's all about money. How about that? We like that type of flavor. We like that. Can we really say that women just don't have the potential to like our love and be in a good relationship because all they think about is money? Wow. How about that? I wouldn't want to say that about anybody. So ladies, can we be real for a moment and understand exactly what's going on? Or if y'all think I'm confused about it, let me know because I'm the one that's been married 28 years. I got the ring on my finger. I put in the work. I didn't build a man. I build with a man. And I have a very good life. Very good. And guess what? I don't stress myself with working, Lady D, 10 to 12 hours a day in the factory, chin all tough and rough. I don't do that. I moisturize every day and shop on the others. So what can you tell me, Lady D? Or Anissa, either one of you. Y'all, I think both of you are of age. What can y'all tell me? I was 25 when I got married, so I lived that life. I saw that singleness wasn't going to be working for me. I wanted to be taken care of, so I did the work. I understand men. I read the book and the books. Y'all know what I'm saying. So guess what though? I was not on this social media. So I had, the thought of all men being trashy, get overs, and not men never entered my mind. And it doesn't enter my mind about women either. I know there are some very, very good women out there. How does anyone have time to start relationships when they can't take care of themselves, male or female? See, Doc, I don't know, sir. I don't know where you live at where you can't take care of yourself. That would be your number one concentration is to take care of yourself, becoming an adult, finding your purpose. You got to do whatever it is you got to do. If you're not stable in a living situation, you got to get stable in a living situation. You got to get one job and maybe two. But what I advise you to do is don't get pregnant or don't impregnate somebody else. How about that? Sex outside of marriage is immoral anyway. Leave it alone. It confuses the situation, male or female. Work on yourself. And you shouldn't be worried about a relationship. I agree, Doc. Be the best person you can be. Get your money up. Get your know who you are as a man. Figure it out. Find some mentors. If it's not your father, your uncle, or your neighbor, whomever, listen, I don't even know how old you are. Go play an organized sport. Figure out what you got to do to become that man that you see yourself being, and just do the work. That's what you got to do, Doc. And I appreciate the fact that you're here. I definitely do. Lady D, Security Boss, do you know how much black men have made by degrading black men and the black community? How much they made in money? They have gotten rich, and black women have never seen a dime of it. Let me say this, Lady D, and I'm going to say it as nice as I can. That's some hood stuff you just talked about. I'm not from the hood. Never lived in the projects. Never received benefits. The federal government has never been in my life, but the fact that I got to pay taxes and things of that nature. So I can't relate to what you're saying. But I do know that there are men out there selling drugs, and the women are on the system, and they let them sell the drugs out of their house, and they all partaking in the food stamps, and they had them fish fries, and they get high, and they do all that. I agree with you. That's going on. But I haven't done the percentages in a while, but I think that's a small percentage of black people. And I realize your world might be small. Mine is too, but guess what? I've never been where you are, and obviously you haven't been where I am. So I'm not going to knock what you do and make it seem like everybody looks the way the people around you look or wherever you at. And I hope that me talking to you gives you hope that there's more people out there than what you actually see and that are around you, because that is not the representation of me, and you are not the representation of me either, because I don't dog black men. I definitely uplift women. And by you saying how much riches, and good and well, listen, you didn't agree with this, but why does a woman let a man that she in the projects, right? She's living in the projects. She's paying who knows what for rent. She's being incentivized by the federal government. She may have 1 or 2, 3 kids or whatever. Why would she let a man come in there and sell drugs? What is wrong with her? Why would she? And you saying she's not benefiting? Absolutely she is, the way that she wants to. She's spending the money. All of them got Jordans. He probably got a little piece of car. Who knows what? But they all are benefiting, and they happy with it. Everybody, she coming up. Y'all know what's going on. So let's not pretend. Now, I'm talking about people that go work a job, that may go get an education. I'm talking about those type of people, Lady D. I'm talking about those people who want to do relationships. I'm talking about a whole nother group of people. They exist and they're black. Look at me. I'm chocolate. But that's not my life you talking about. I've seen it. I wish more for them too. But I can't make them, I don't know why the men, choose to be on the block. I've seen the project. I've seen it. There'll be 3 and 4 men on every corner. I see it. I agree with you, but that's not the representation. I'm not even talking to them, because they have chose their life, and that's the way they want to live. I have nothing to do with it. They have chosen to be that way. I wish them the most. Guess what? I could offer them $1 million. They'd still be down there in the hood. They wouldn't care. They wouldn't care. They're not trying to do what I'm doing right here. They're not trying to be married. They're not trying to have a good life. They're not trying to be in some way better people. They want to get over on the system. They want to get the food stamps and sell them. They want to buy the Jordans every week. They want the drug man to live in their house. They desire and want that. It's not for me to go tell them, look, y'all got to cut this out. Do you? Because if you don't want anything better, what can I do? Now, if they came to me and be like, SB, I'm tired of living like this. What can I do? I would definitely talk to them, embrace them, grace them. I'm not going to judge them on that situation, meaning judge. Wait, let me take that back so you understand what I'm saying. I'm going to judge them on the fact that I ain't going to worry about them, and I'm not going to be around. My discernment says stay away from them. That's what my judgment will say to me. Don't mingle with those type of people, because they don't want to do anything. They won't do nothing but hurt the situation. That's what my judgment says. But I'm not into condemning them at all. If that's what they want and that's how they want to live, then okay. And you know what, Lady D, you clearing this up for me, because I'm beginning to feel like those people that you talking about are just those people. So I'm gonna have to ask you to elevate your thought process, because I'm not dealing with the ratchets. I'm not. I want to deal with people who don't mind having and doing better. You know, now if we gotta make it, I'm talking about ratchet man and woman, whatever the situation is. I'm not dealing with that. I'm talking about other people who work hard jobs, who work hard jobs, who work hard, who want more out of life, who have maybe, the message has gotten twisted up because we're on social media so much. I'm talking to those type people. Those are the people that I'm speaking of. So you tell me who you talking about, because I have no clue. But before we do that, let me go read these super chats, and we're gonna go on for that. So you know what, Lady D, you can definitely, if you don't mind, I would like to hear your voice, because all this questions that I'm asking you, I could be totally in the wrong place, but you sound like you're dealing with people in the projects that really don't want to do much. But hold on. She says, excuse me, Mr. Gilbert, thank you so much for your $5 super chat. He said, SB and Mr. Boss for President 2024 mandatory wife ed class. Nah, definitely that, but no. Christopher, thank you so much for your $2 super chat. SB, they don't want a husband, they want a sponsor. Okay, we got to ask Lady D about that. That's a good question for Lady D. Also, Christopher says, SB low key a master roaster. Is that what I'm doing? Am I roasting people? I didn't say anything bad about anybody, did I? Oh, Lady D, she off, she don't care. Me and her talk to each other like that. So anyway, Lost in Translation, how you doing tonight? It's good to see you. He said these old wives' tales are going to keep a lot of women single. Fear keeps women single. Oh, it definitely does. But Lost in Translation, is this an old wives' tale about the black men damaging the community and the women, not being able to take advantage of it? Is that like an old wives' tale? I didn't know that. Let's see what Doc says. If you can't change the people around you, change the people around. Wait a minute. If you can't change the people around you, change the people around you. Doc, listen, you are so right. And I hope you hear what you're saying, because I definitely agree with you. And I also agree, you're a smart young man, looks like here, because I agree with you on that relationship thing too. If you can't afford or not in a position to have a relationship, stay away from it. It ain't gotta be. You gotta be ready for that. Absolutely. I mean, aren't we tired of just doing? I want to be good at what I do. I want to be the best I can be at what I do. I'm just tired of I'm not doing it, but as a black culture, we should be just tired of going through the motions. We have such trashy behavior all around us every time we turn on. And listen, I'm not saying white folks and Asians and other people don't have trashy behavior going on also, because I see that too. But when I turn on the news and I see folks in Chicago knocking out the windows in the car, and before the people can look back and see that the car done been broken into, they done already got in another car and drove off. Y'all, we driving down the street, we stopped at a light, and somebody done jumped out the car, knocked the window out, took out my luggage, got back in that car and drove off before I even realized that they done broke into my car. Or in Chicago, we got thousands of kids blocking the street, and they just done took over, and I'm looking around and I'm looking, and there ain't nobody but us. Why? Not good. So that's all I'm saying, y'all. We are trying hard not to understand. We are trying hard not to understand. So going back to what Tyler said, ladies, he basically, in my opinion, because I want to understand him, the example of the light bill was just an example of a bill. If he just threw out a light bill, he didn't give a particular amount of a light bill. He just said light bill. But the gist of the story is he didn't want women, decent women who should probably, or who want and desire to be married. He didn't want y'all to miss a good man concentrating on how much his weekly check is. If he's a good man, because guess what? He may have a lot of motivation or potential or ideas or a plan to open up a business or to be more. I don't know anybody who desires to be broke. Where are these broke men at that y'all talking about? I mean, really? I mean, and if they are broke and they don't have any kind of motivation, and y'all see this, they just slothful and they just lay around and they just, why would you want that man anyway? Why would you even be in a relationship with that man? Why would we even talk to that man? But if that is who we are also, then, I need y'all to slow down a little bit, baby. Is that your equal? I don't know. This is not that hard though. Edward, Anissa's talking to Mr. Gilbert. I'm gonna get out of their business. Christopher is talking to Mr. Gilbert. Mr. Gilbert, what is it you saying over here? You got everybody talking to you. But anyway, ladies, that's what Tyler is trying to say. And instead of trying not to understand or trying to be offended by what he is saying, try to get understanding. And I think Dre said it best to us from the beginning. Try to get understanding, because with the wrong knowledge or the understanding, there's no wisdom, or it lacks wisdom. So in your wisdom, get the understanding. Y'all know exactly what's up. Don't try to make it wrong. And definitely because the excuse. Okay, so listen, I'm not going to talk about that anymore, because I know y'all understand what I'm saying by now. Some people do anyway. So the next video, we're going to play this one, y'all. Understand this one.
Why are black women the only group that's being asked to build men up financially? Like, I just really want men to drop down in the comments and help me understand this, because I don't hear my white brothers, I don't hear my Asian brothers, the Latin brothers, I don't hear my Indian or Arab kings out here asking their woman to build them up financially. I don't hear that. In fact, in a lot of cultures around the world, you can't even marry as a man if you don't have your bread together. So why are black women being told we need to help upbuild? Why are we being told we need to ride or die? Why do we have to settle for struggle love? I don't understand it. I also know women who have been with men who didn't have anything, built them up, and as soon as they got on, guess what they did? Leave. So this life that you were promised after he got all built up, you no longer have. And you know what makes me sad about it is black women are called masculine and, oh, you focus too much on your careers and blah, blah, blah. Well, how would we focus on anything else if, one, we have to help black men with the money, and number two, if we know that y'all will peace out once you get the money, the only thing we have to stand on is the money. Do you see? It's wild. It's infuriating. Black women should not have to shoulder being a man, right? There's only masculine energy coming from black women because we have to do your job. We don't want to do your job. We want to do our job and chill and be women and be happy. Not all this riding and the dying. We don't want to die. We don't. We want to live good lives. So please let us do that.
All right, so here we go again. Trying hard not to understand. This is a younger woman. She may not understand, though, y'all. She may not. Again, it's this building thing. Can I please tell you guys, y'all, ladies, we cannot build a man. We can't. If you tried to build a man, it would be the man that you're building to be your little puppet, and he's going to do exactly what she said to do. When she gets it together, he out. That's not what I'm talking about. Have some type of discernment on who you are attaching yourself to. Do relationships. Ask questions. If this man doesn't have the ability to be an adult on his own, why would you marry him? Why? Why, y'all? Why? If you know what, you get what you deserve if you don't do the work. Why would y'all marry somebody that doesn't have the ability to show up as an adult? Now, I hope y'all understand that this man that she's talking about is not the man that Tyler Perry was talking about. These are two different men. Try to understand. Try to get an understanding. Try. Lady D says, where are those kids' fathers? Those kids are angry and hurt, just as anyone who is rejected. But most of Black people have gotten too bougie to care. Listen, you're exactly right. I think every child father that is not in the home should definitely be able to have a relationship with that child. I think the mothers should leave that door open. I actually think the mothers should seek out if the fathers are not nearby or not in the home or wherever they are. I think those mothers should seek out those fathers and have relationship. And this is not through child support. This is through true relationship. Leave the door open. Be a co-parent to me. She should proposition not that husband, probably not, that child's father. I need to have a co-parent in you. But guess what they would say to me? I'm doing what y'all do now. That dude ain't no good. He don't want to be no daddy. But you sit there, you laid with him. See what I'm saying? Y'all had sex. Y'all got pregnant and you had a child. Now he's not even good enough to be a daddy. Because I just gave you the answer. Go get your child's father. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't care how many you got. Find them. Say, look, you got a baby over here that would love to meet you. I need you to be his dad or her dad, whatever the situation is. And if he tells you no, leave it alone. You chose wrong. But you give him the opportunity to tell you no. Don't block it. Don't push him away. Don't act like he don't want to be in the child's life and you haven't given him an opportunity to do so. Don't do it. Give him an opportunity to be dad. Leave the door open. He may not know everything. He may not have him being. Guess what? You're sleeping with, if he ain't got 6 figures, what you doing? You're slumming, right? You can slum and get underneath a man most of your life and most of the time. But then when it comes for you to do the right thing, he need to have 6 figures. Then you have, oh Lord, I ain't gonna talk to y'all no more about that. But anyway, we're gonna go back to this young lady right here because like she said, she building a man. Nobody would ever, I would never give a woman instructions on building a man. I don't think that is necessary. That's not what you should be doing. If a man is not equipped to be an adult, taking care of himself, living on his own, driving his own car, working his own job, whatever it is, having a plan of life, then that is not somebody you should try to attach yourself to. Now, let me say this again. I don't know if somebody told you this or not. Maybe they only picked the negative. I don't know. Again, if a man is not being an adult, he's not taking care of himself, he doesn't have a plan for life, he is not a person that you should attach yourself to. Y'all hear me? So there's no building going on. He's already a man. There's no building. No building. Ride or die is to death do us part. If he actually honors you with his last name in some, will you marry me? He's honoring you. That's ride or die. That's to death. That means nothing supersedes the marriage that you all are going into. Nothing. It's you and him and God. That's what you would want. That's the kind of woman you would want. It ain't got nothing to do with money because he's already a man. See, that's what I'm talking about. Now, if you got this man and you got all this money and you building him, and then once you build him, you've gotten on his nerves so much because he's your little puppet, then he leave you, then guess what? You did the wrong thing. You did the wrong. Why would you want a man you supposed to build? I don't understand. You want to be big mama in the house telling little Leroy what to do. You want to build him so you can control him. See, that's not what we're talking about. Tyler was talking about a man who is a man, whose earning potential is not where yours is at the time, but he is a man, fully developed, has everything he needs. Don't look over him. This little girl right here is talking about some fictitious, I don't know, just raggedy stuff. I'm not talking about that. But again, when I say build with a man, what y'all hear me say is build a man. That's not what I'm saying. I say build with. See, me, I see it as being an asset. Me building with my husband is me being an asset because whatever we have it together.
Dearly beloved,
it's ours. We're becoming one. We trust each other. We ride or die. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that. I don't have bad thoughts about this man cheating or leaving me destitute or, beating me down and leaving me in the alley or throwing me in the dumpster. All those things y'all think about that never happened to you all. I don't have those thoughts. I'm thinking about the man that will scream from the background to cover his wife because somebody else was mistreating her. That's the man I'm talking about. That's the man Tyler is talking about. So what y'all talking about? We just gonna stay single? And then you're gonna bring in a white woman. I don't know that white woman's life. I done seen white women pull out guns alongside their husbands because they was going in together to handle the situation. So you don't know the white woman's life. You don't know the Asian woman's life either. I done been in the nail salon and I done seen husband and wife block the door because they was trying to make a run for it. They blocked the door. They said, you ain't going out this door, not today, in their own language. But the most important thing I want to tell you about those other cultures that this young lady mentioned, all those other cultures have a belief system that holds them together, that makes their marriages solid or make their marriages work. They have a belief and they want to make sure that they are in alignment with that belief. The Black culture, We happen to be lacking some things, and a belief system that is higher than us, or a commitment or a covenant, or to God. We just don't. That we are just kind of like all over the place with that. So that means we would just be all over the place with that. So that's the difference with us as a Black culture and other cultures. They have a belief system. The Muslims, they have a belief system. Asians, I think they do Buddha. Just other cultures have other beliefs that they believe in and ways of living, and they practice that. Here, as a Black community or as a Black culture, we don't have it. So we just kind of get in where we fit in. And I'm here saying and giving you an example of something that could work. You don't have to do what I say, but definitely try to understand, understand what we're saying. And if you can't understand that all men are not bad, I need y'all to unplug from this social media, because it's giving you a terrible message. There was a message there that Anissa had for me. I'm sorry, Anissa, I didn't see it all, but I'm gonna see, can I get it back up? She said, SB something. Hold on. Oh God, it was that long ago. I'm sorry. But anyway, Anissa had a question, and I was going to read it, but I don't know where it's at now. But hey Coach Kanice. Hello, boss. You are killing it. Happy I caught you live. Listen, thank you so much for being here. KMG, thank you for being here. How is he a man but can only afford to pay a light bill? Make it make sense, Lord. Okay. So I didn't know women were like this, but let me just say this. KMG, I happen to think in my own brain that when he said light bill, he was just giving an example of a bill. I gave the example a moment ago that say it is a light bill. Maybe they live in a mansion. That light bill could be $1,000. That wasn't the point. The point of the scenario that he gave is don't miss out on an outstanding man that loves and adores you and is willing to cover and protect you. That was the moral of the story. So please try to understand. That was the moral of the story. Dearly beloved. That was it. It had nothing to do with the light bill. He was just simply saying nowadays, ladies' earning potential may triple, may double what a man's earning potential is, because, Lady D, women like Lady D, y'all done took all the jobs away from the men in the factory. So now the men, don't have them factory jobs anymore. They ain't working at GE. They ain't building cars, because women like Lady D over there working 10 to 12 hours a day. So, they working at the electrical plant, the nuclear plant. They climbing buildings. They out there doing construction. So some of the men are not making as much money or in these jobs as they normally would be, because the women have taken these jobs. But work hard, ladies. Do whatever you want to do. Only thing Tyler was trying to say is don't miss that good man, because he is not making as much money that you are. Y'all are not making the same amount of money, or he's making more money than you. That's all he was trying to say. It had nothing to do with the light bill. Please try to understand. Don't look for a problem. Try to find the answer. Analyze. Guess what? Tyler is a millionaire, billionaire, millionaire, whatever. He's an older man. He's lived a certain amount of life. I'm not saying Tyler got it all together, but let's try to understand what he's saying instead of fight him. Just try to understand. That's all. Me, I'm married, been married 28 years. Just try to understand what I'm saying. Don't fight. Just relax. We're not here to destroy. We're just here to give information and make it easy for those who want that type of life. So that's all. That's all. Okay. That's all we're trying to do. Slim Daddy 9, thank you so much for your $10 super chat. It says she talks as if 80 to 90% of divorces are filed by women as no fault. Black women said that they're the backbone. So where's that strength? They picked him because he made their panties tingle, not virtue, morals. Okay, so I'm assuming, Slim Daddy, you talking about me? She talks as if 80 to 90% of divorces are filed by women. I'm not talking about divorce. I don't discuss divorce. I'm talking about marriage. I'm talking about women getting an understanding. That's all I'm talking about. Now, if you're not talking about me, forgive me. If you addressing that to someone else and you just wanted me to read it, maybe I'm a little off. But I don't discuss divorce. I haven't said anything about divorce. And then if that's just something that a talking point that you wanted to mention, we've mentioned it. And I thank you so much for your $10 super chat. But let me know. I'm not sure. But anyway, okay, Kay, you also married? Kay, you married? What you mean? You know what he's talking about then. Dallas Cowboy, what's going on? You know what he's talking about. There will be times that your husband may not make more money than you. Question: if a woman pays most of the bills in their relationship, and I'm assuming we're talking about marriage, do you think that this would affect a man's ego? Okay, so I'm gonna answer the way that you asked because you said relationship. Now, when you say relationship, I'm assuming that's prior to marriage. Um, there will be some men that cannot handle a woman making more money than he is making. Now, if you think that that man has potential or the potential to be a good husband, and some people don't marry potential, but if you think he is a good husband or what have you, or the potential to be one, you all would want to work that out. That's not somebody you should marry, because what you want to marry is a man. You want to marry a man that is a man, even if he has down on his luck, even if he has put all his money in the stock market and lost it. You want to marry that man. You want to marry a man that is very resilient. A man will not be down for long. He's going to hustle and take care of his wife and children or what have you. That's the man you want. I don't know about this ego thing. I've heard that, but you can't make your relationship about money. I told a story the other night. I ain't gonna tell it no more, but relationships just can't be about money. But again, I'm that type of woman that is married, and me and Mr. Boss been putting our money in one pot for the longest. So in marriage, if I got it, he got it. If he got it, I got it. So it's no egos there. It's our money. So we don't have that issue. We actually trust each other. And what I would say to any woman, whether it's an ego or lack of trust, don't marry a man that you can't trust. You'll give your Oh Lord, I was getting ready. You will give your body to a man, but you won't. I wasn't gonna say that, but I was gonna say something else. You will give your body to a man, but you can't trust him with money or that doesn't make sense to me. Make sure all those things are in order. If you can't trust a man or a woman, guys, don't marry her. And now when I say trust, I mean with everything. So if y'all got a vet to the point that you know everything about this woman. You know if there's some prostitution in her family. You know if there's some diabetes in your family. If there's some cocaine habits or whatever the situation. If they've lived in if her family started out in the projects and most of them live in the projects, you want to know all of that, because you want to know if you're dealing with a woman or a man that can handle money. You want to know if you're dealing with a man that's come from somebody that makes good decisions. You want to know all that. You want something that you can trust if you're going into a marriage relationship. Now, if we're talking about just a boyfriend, girlfriend, or just a relationship, I would just say keep your stuff to yourself. That's that's my thing. Just keep your money to yourself until you know, or until you get those that proposal. I even say, ladies, preserve yourself. I don't think you all should even be having sex, because sex clouds your mind. You get caught up, you get pregnant, and then what if he decides, I don't like her pregnant, meaning that I don't like the way she act, I don't like this, I don't like that, and then he doesn't want to get married anymore. What now? Now you are a woman that is single with a baby, and that's never what you wanted for yourself. So do things, be intentional about children when you have them. Get those birth control or whatever it is y'all perfected. Someone somewhere has protected having immoral sex. So y'all make sure y'all pick up all the supply of everything you need, just in case your flesh get weak and you decide you want to have sex. Pick up all that stuff, the day after, or it's the morning after, whatever, the birth control, the spermicides, whatever it is. Make sure you're doing your work, because I really wouldn't want you all to be in a position, like we're here now. We want to have and make the best decisions. I mean, really. So, is it I'm Tawan? I'm Tawan too. How are you, sir? Thank you so much for being here. I think a man's ego would not be the issue if this lady makes more money. I think the woman making more money will eventually make it a big deal. Okay, so you know what? That is a good point. So, Miss K, to answer your question, we have a young man here that says he don't think it'll be his ego. He thinks it'll actually be the woman making more money. I don't know, but if this is just a relationship, why are we this is not a marriage. Why are we having these type of deep discussions without intentions? Meaning, has this man come to you and says, my intentions I have intentions on marrying you. I really want you to be my wife, and vice versa. Have we had that discussion? Otherwise, I don't think we should be even knowing how much money each other makes. I mean, I know y'all say y'all Google stuff once y'all figure out where they work at and stuff, but I don't think we should be having detailed conversations about money until we have the intentions on being with someone, in my opinion. I don't think we should just be, out there doing that. Trusting with your virginity, your virgin, your Virginia, but not your wallet. It's just crazy. I agree with you. I don't know why we do that. We're a little twisted, the flesh gets the best of us. But we got to get back on page. We can't be in dysfunction all our life. Yancy, SB, you're too real. Am I? Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? Ladies, are y'all understanding? I have y'all, really closed me out by now because I'm not saying what you want to hear. Lady D, have y'all shut me down in your mind? Most Black mothers will not allow her daughter to date a Black man raised in the projects. They are the worst. Okay, so Lady D, I agree with you. But so who you talking about then? Who are these Black men that have made so much money, who have gotten rich or made so much money off of our community? Who are those Black men you're speaking of? I don't, tell me. Deep discussion is necessary before marriage. Deep discussions, not one, K, several. We need to discuss a whole lot of stuff. We need to know. Someone said it. I mean, I didn't do it. Me and Mr. Boss got married very fast. I would say within 6 months we got married. I knew him, but we got married, I think, within 6 months. So, but I've heard that you should be with be with your man, or vet each other, I should say, seasons throughout a whole year, like in summer, spring, fall and winter. I need to see you in all types of weather to see how you are. How do you even respond to the weather, I guess? I don't know. We did not do that. We were kind of on the same page about being married. So we took a chance. And then 28 years ago, we're here now. But, I not necessarily would recommend that for everybody. Now, the other thing about that is we just didn't want to be having no sexual, we didn't want to be immoral anymore. We was like feeling like trash having sex and not being married. So we went on and said, look, we got to do something different. Black, built like a conquering king. What's up? How you doing? It's good to see you. Where you at? Why you trying to be all in my business, Black? You don't like my scenery? That ain't the normal studio. Black, my studio is being worked on, so I'm a little displaced. Is it okay? Does it fit, Can you and I still have a conversation with me sitting here on this turquoise couch? Is that okay? It's good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. But this is temporary. I will be back in the studio in about a month. It's gonna take about a month to fix everything, and we'll be back. But until then, y'all. But Black, guess what? I've been here every day this week, and I haven't seen you. So what's up? You turn that notification bell off. Please turn it back on so you can be here with me. I like your engagement, sir. I really do. But anyway, my point of tonight's show is this, y'all, ladies, and I'm talking to ladies. Let me say this again because someone asked me a very good question, y'all. And the question was, so SB, since you say you talk to ladies, what is you doing down there? They didn't say this part, but this is what they meant. What are you doing down there in front of all them men down there at the Black Manosphere Conclave? What are you doing down there since you just talk to ladies? And I said, oh, how about that? So, again, trying not to understand. Let me say it again. The reason I like to change the scenery, it's like sitting talking to your auntie. Listen here, lost the translation. There it is. See, Black? Nah, work taking priority. Look, I understand that. But anyway, I had someone ask that question, guys. They asked me, since you speak to ladies, what are you doing down at the Black Manosphere Conclave? And Lady D probably would, I think it was Lady D that asked the question. I don't even know. But to answer that question, and this is it, I was invited. I was invited, and I say to you guys all the time, I advocate for men, meaning I want men to win. I want them to be in their proper position as leaders, head of households. I myself believe in God. I believe in the Bible. I believe in Jesus. So, that's what I follow. That is what works for me, has been working and confirming itself for many, many years. So that's who I am. So I believe that, and I stand behind it. Everything that's going on now is written. I can share several scriptures with you that will jump off the page and let you know that this is real, even down to the silly woman. But I ain't gonna do that today. But the most important part is I speak to the men, and I have more men actually subscribing to my channel because I'm giving men the game. I'm telling men exactly how women think. And I'm trying to share at the same time to the women how we can be better. So y'all see my man over there. So at the same time, I'm trying to share with women how we can be better, how we can fix those things that are wrong with us, how we are flawed, how our thought process is off. And I'm also being that example of a married woman that is happy. Excuse me, forget that word. That is successful and satisfied within her marriage. And I still like and love my husband. I'm trying to be the example that some women will never see.
Dearly beloved.
So that's why the men have invited me to their conclave. And that's why I can stand and talk to them and just be cool and calm. Because I don't talk to men about the men stuff. I talk to them about the lady stuff. But I'm going to tell you something else it says about men. And this is what's going to get y'all. It shows me that men really do care and love women. That's what it shows. Because all this craziness and madness that goes on in these platforms, these men found little SB, you know, one of those women that's been cursed. My panel done been cursed before, y'all. That's been cursed. Some woman cursed my panel, and they found me and said, listen, we know how you talk. We know what you represent, and we want you to come and speak to us. We want women to know that we care. We love women. We want to know about women. We don't want to hate women. This is what it said, and that's what those men did. That's what they did. They invited me, y'all. The ghost of OJ Speed, what's going on with you? You know I have 2 thumbs up. What's up? Hi, it's good to see you. Doc says, SB, women like her get the protection of the community. Women like her. Thank you so much. Oh, Slim Daddy. What is it? Oh, TTR, how are you? Sorry about that. Slim Daddy has a super chat here for me. It says, I was talking about the video. I'm sorry. You know, I be all over the place, Slim. Forgive me. Shout out to Mr. Boss. Too many black women think provision is only about money. Oh my God, they do. It also includes leadership, guidance, wisdom, discipline. They get stuck on who has the bigger check. They absolutely do. And guess what? Them checks can go away. Did COVID show us anything? Did not. Listen, y'all, let me tell you something. Me and Mr. Boss was riding down the street. Oh, it's been about a week ago. And guess what thought popped up in my head? Because we was on this thing here too about money. And I was like, you know what, Mr. Boss? And y'all ain't call him that. I probably said, babe, you know what's up? Do y'all remember the Rush card? I don't know if it still exists, but if y'all remember the Rush card, what's his name? What's the man's name? Russell Simmons, right? Don't get me mixed up with the other Russell, because y'all talk about the other Russell all the time. But y'all remember Russell Simmons had the Rush card. Now, if y'all recall, I think this was back in 08. No, it might not have been that long ago. Maybe 12. Y'all remember when the Rush card shut down and took everybody money that was using the Rush card and nobody could get to their money? Do y'all remember that? It lost everybody's money. It was at the beginning of the year because they did a reboot. They had an update, and the Rush card lost everybody's money because it was only done electronically anyway. So it lost everybody's money. Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember? I hope y'all remember. We wasn't a part of it, but some of our employees do have cards and stuff like that. And it took everybody's money that had a Rush card. I hope y'all remember that. Some of y'all might be too young to remember that, but it took everybody's money. It lost its mind for about 2 or 3 weeks, y'all. So all those people who had their paychecks that they worked hard for, 2012. Thank you, Drake. Y'all, they lost all their money. And I'm trying to tell people, y'all cannot put everything in this basket and think it's going to be good, because the Rush card should have showed you all. That was one. Since then, y'all know about the housing market. That was prior to that. Y'all, the banks are shutting down. Just earlier this year, how many banks did we have closed? I understand that those were banks that mostly for very, very high earners. But y'all, this thing trickles down. Even though they tell you, you ain't got to worry about that. You know, your FDI approved, FDIC, your money up to $250,000 is insured. Now, listen, if all of us had $250,000 and the bank shut down, do y'all think they're going to have $250,000 to give us all our money back? No. So listen, we have to find a bigger purpose in what we relying on each other for, what we get married for, because it ain't gonna be money, y'all. This money thing could shut down. Do y'all remember why the postman went postal? Do y'all remember when, 15 years, 19 years on the job, I think it was 19 years on the job, and they all decided to close it down because, we're going to bring in this low paying income workers, labor, and get rid of these high earners right here because we paying them too much money. And y'all know what happened. Y'all remember Gone Postal? Y'all know what that means? Gone Postal was all about a paycheck. The men was getting close to having 20 years invested in this company, and they fired them, and the little pensions or whatever they gave them, the little packages was nothing because they was looking for that retirement. They said, boop, get out. They hired somebody to do the job making $10 an hour. And then people went postal. Y'all know what that means. So, let's see. Christopher Lee, what's going on? He says, SB, the fact that you were the only woman invited there speaks volumes. Thank you, Christopher. Listen, Christopher, it was crazy because I didn't know I was going to be the only woman, right? What it was like is, I got to tell y'all this story. I was trying to work for Black Man, but he over in Jamaica over there, probably stripping or doing something like that. Y'all know how Black Man is. I was trying to save this with my co-host, but we're going to do the dynamic duo, but he over there, so I got to tell y'all that story. But listen, Christopher, thank you so much for your $2 super chat. He says, good role model for Black women. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, I got to tell you the story about the Black Manosphere. Y'all, Mr. Boss also, he's an outstanding husband. Did I tell you that today, babe? I did. I told you look good too, didn't I? I really did, because he cut his hair. Y'all, he's all bald and I can't let y'all know. But anyway, let me tell you what happened. We got an invitation to the Black Manosphere Conclave. I want to say it was way back in July. And when we first got it, it was like, wow. I mean, it was beautiful. It was Shannon actually was the person that invited me. It was well read. Everything was just perfect about this invitation. I was like, wow, they want me? What? But me being me, I just thought this was an invitation for several people. I just thought maybe I was just one person that they were inviting. So we said, yeah, we're definitely interested. We want to hear about it, but we got to talk to you guys because we got to let you all know who SB is and what she represents. Y'all know, I don't know much about the manosphere, so I didn't want to be going down there with y'all know what I believe in. Y'all know I'm God conscious. I'm like, what's going on? I don't know if the manosphere is, want what I got, all of this stuff, because all these things and negative things we hear about the manosphere in these spaces. I'm like, are they sure? Do they really understand that they invited me? I'm all about marriage. I'm about this and that. And I don't know. I've been trying to get some answers and stuff like that. So anyway, we said, yes, we're interested. And we left it right there because that was in July. So then August came. Okay. August came. Yeah, August came and they sent it out again. I guess just a reminder or whatever. I don't know. So we said yes again. Could you give us a call? Though we really want to talk to you because we want to make sure we understand what is expected of SB and, y'all know who we are and all of that. And we sent it again. So y'all ain't gonna believe this. So the conclave was September 8th, 9th, and 10th. So now y'all it was that Monday. So that would have been probably the 5th or something like that. September 5th, Mr. Boss was like, okay, so listen, we got 2 invites. We said, yes, we're interested. We just want to talk to somebody, make sure we finalizing everything correctly. We haven't heard from anybody. And he said, okay, so I'm going to give this to Wednesday. And if nobody has called us or, made everything clear, sent us an itinerary or whatever, we just going to have to, let it go, leave it alone. It's like, okay, y'all, I'm with you. Excuse me, y'all, whatever you say. So Wednesday night, y'all, this is so crazy. Wednesday night, we got a phone call, I believe it was. Not a phone call. We got a message through a message through one of my videos or through email or something. We got a message or maybe DM. We got a message from Shannon and he was like, give me a call or I'm going to call you in a minute or whatever. We were actually on live. So it was that Monday night. We was actually on live and we called him back that Monday night. And when we called him back, that Wednesday night, when we called him back, he was like, yeah, I mean, what happened? We was like, listen, what happened? What's going on? What, and guess what, y'all? Every email that we sent him went straight to his junk. He never received any of them, and he just thought that we didn't want to come, and he just wanted to like make sure what's going on. So he went back and he looked at all the emails was there, and then he was like, "So, what y'all doing this weekend?" And we was like, "Oh, okay, we're fine. We'll come. It's no big deal. We just didn't know what we were doing, so we put it together. We went. We got there Friday night. It was Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday." So on Friday night, we just got there. We was late we weren't late, but we got there late, and it was nothing for me to do then. But my job was on Saturday. I was going to speak to the young men during lunch. So it's going to be like lunch with SB. So that's exactly what I did. So during that lunchtime, I got up there. I spoke to them. There was nothing planned, no speech or anything. And I talked to them, and we had a good time. I was asking questions. And by this time, Shannon is like, okay. SB only had lunch. It's time to get back to business. And they was like, but wait a minute, we got questions. I was like, look, y'all gonna have to visit one of my lives because he's cutting me off. So that is exactly what happened. I was never a part, or I didn't get to participate in any of the men's things. It was behind closed doors, but I could tell you that they were encouraging each other. They was doing PowerPoints. They was doing their things. They was asking questions. The lead attorney was there, Kosher. Sir Hale, Nathan Daly, and they all just Shannon, of course. Everybody was just helping everyone, and they had a very good time. And it was such. There was nothing negative going on. I didn't feel anything negative towards a woman. Like I said, at that point, I realized I was the only woman that was actually involved in the conclave. There were 3 other hostesses or ladies that were assisting and checking in and what have you, but I was the only one that was there speaking. So I was like, okay, I'm just not believing this right now. Are you serious? It was like, yeah, no, it was just you. And I was like, okay. So it was nice, but no buts. It was a very nice time. Me and Mr. Boss enjoyed ourselves. But something coming. The but is this. While I was there, Mr. Boss actually got somebody to film a little video for me. And we're making it a part of our intro. I wish we had it here today to show you, just to give y'all a little teaser, but it's not quite ready yet. But he definitely did that. And it was fun. So I did like a video. So it's coming soon. There's going to be a little teaser added to my intro, and it happened at the conclave. I hope y'all enjoy it. Obsidian. I forgot about Obsidian. Oh God, thank you. I forgot about Obsidian. It was so many people there, and Obsidian did speak, and we had a good time. I had a very good time. I got to talk to some men. There was some young men there that went to dinner with me, and it was just fun, y'all. I had a good time, and I was very thankful that they invited me. So listen, so whatever you all are thinking about the manosphere, I don't know what that particular manosphere is, but the Black Manosphere Conclave that I went to the other day, or other week, it was good. So, and the FBI wasn't there, Lady D. There was nobody there there were no men in black. Nobody with dark glasses on. We got to move around freely. This is the time Black men need to stand side by side with the white man in the White House instead of in YouTube chat to help fix this ish. You know what, Lady D? It's a lot of ish that's going on as far as in the White House and all around this world. I suggest that we probably start with our individual homes first because it's a very, very big job. But we already know. We know who wins, so we just got to do our best until that time comes. So, I mean, Lady D, that's a big call right there. But I do think men and women all should just get together. This YouTube battles or whatever that is going on is ridiculous to me. But ultimately, I want our women to be to win. I do. I love the women, but you all are getting some terrible information. This YouTube space here is just painted a negative picture of our men, and I just don't know what that does for us, right? What does that do for us to have such a negative image of our men, the people that protect us, the people that cover us? What we're going to do, look at them, cuss them out, and then be like, help, we can't do that. Dr. Dukembe, thank you so much for your $5 cash app. Thank you very, very much. We can't do that, right? One black home at a time. Thanks, Doc. You're right. We got to. So, listen, guys, I think Mr. Boss dropped the link a while back, and y'all had me talking all this time. Y'all didn't come up here and talk with me. Y'all just been throwing stuff at me. I really, especially you, Lady D. How you doing today, though? I hope you're doing good. You have been on your best behavior, I must say. But you haven't told me yet, who are these people that you're actually talking about? Honestly, this is a serious question. And how can we reach those people? I am not going into the projects, not for the reasons of that I'm scared or anything. I just think that a lot of the people that live that way don't have to live that way, and they've actually chosen their path. And until they come out and decide they would like to have some help or some assistance or to see life different, I can't help them. I've heard before that, I don't want to force myself on anyone. So sorry, SB. What you sorry for? Hmm? Oh, look, you work too hard today. It's time to relax. It is. Listening is the most important part of communication. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what? You have to listen to get understanding. And that's what this show is all about because so often, like I said, I have messages for women and they just try so hard not to understand what I'm saying. And in their lack of not listening, it keeps them from, it makes them feel like I'm bashing them because they don't hear the parallels. They don't hear that I'm telling you, if you don't do this, then this can happen. Or I'm telling you, if you do this, this will happen. All they can hear is this happen, and I'm a victim. Like, y'all making me tired. Can we do something different? Can we do something? I mean, it's just so funny. So, Anissa, you're doing a whole lot of talking. Did you want to come up and say anything, any parts of it? I actually, I didn't read your comment. I can't pull up the link. Oh, what's going on? We're gonna try it again. Because I actually read your I didn't read it. I read it earlier today, but I didn't bring my phone. But I went over your actual comment or your answer for the video that we did this morning or earlier today. And we talked about it a little bit. I don't know if you were here at the time, but it's time for us to either, ladies, pull away from the social media and get our minds straight because the men are not our enemies. Like I said, I have proof that the men are not your enemy. I was the woman that was invited. Now, one thing I don't do is I don't pander to men. So you would ask yourself, well, why would they invite you? Because they love women. They want to be with women. They want to know and learn about women. And it's crystal clear to me. I don't know if y'all having problems. I wonder if Miss P would have a workshop. Would she invite Obsidian? Or would she invite Shannon? Would she invite one of these strong men that are a part of the manosphere? Would she invite Sir Hale? Because that would be, that would say I'm in good grace. That would be like, you come and I'm in good grace with the men. I don't, because I'm thinking they spewing a lot of hate over there. But to prove to me that you don't, then you invite a very strong man that's in the manosphere. Would you invite TLA? Would you invite any one of these men that that are strong men to speak at your workshop? Would you do that? Would you be willing to do that? They did it. They invited me. It was like, bring this woman in here. And guess what? I am a married woman, so there was no, funny business going on. It was just me. So would the women do that? Would Cynthia G invite Obsidian to her workshop to speak to the men? What y'all think? What y'all think? No, she would. But if she did, that would be in good faith because that's what the manosphere has done. They wanted to send a message to the ladies that, listen, we don't hate you guys. We don't. We don't. We just believe that men should be men. And they stuck to that. And it's so true, guys. I mean, it is what it is. They did what they were supposed to do. It's time now, in my opinion, for the women to get an understanding and not create this man that they never experienced in their life and stop living through their girlfriends or them people down the street or the ones around the corner or them books that they read. Create your own reality. If you never had a man to leave you, if you never had a man to leave you or you never had a man take all your money, stop fantasizing about one taking all your money and leaving you. Deal with what you got. Try to align yourself with God and be a good woman so you can attract a good man. How about that? You know, makes me wonder sometimes. I'm thinking, y'all over here thinking about trashy men so hard and all the negative things they would do. Do you have some trashy thoughts going through your head, ladies? Is that what it is? Because some of the things y'all think about, I just wouldn't even touch on. I'm like, oh, what? They did what? He gonna do what? He gonna take all my money. He gonna go with my sister. He gonna probably want my mama too. I'm like, what? Where these men at that do that? I had one today to tell me, where's your God at with all these, they molesting all these kids. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You talking about the Catholic Church? There's good and evil out there. It's some evil folks, some perverts. What are you talking about? It's just unreal to me. They have made men so disgusting. It's like, I need y'all to pull off this social media just for a little bit if you want more. If you think you got it and you don't want to be with a man and you ain't ready for a relationship, all those things, stay dialed in, but just don't let it overtake. Don't let that influence overtake and cloud your mind. You got to know that there are some good men out there that are not, trash and that can definitely lead a family and all those good things. So anyway, Anissa, are you trying to get that link? So hopefully you are, because again, I've been here a while. Because the whole message of tonight is just trying to get understanding. And if you're trying to come up, I feel as though you have a question for me. And if you got a question for me, I definitely want to hear what that question is. But anyway, y'all got to see my new video. I don't know what Mr. Boss is taking so long for. Why are you taking so long, dude? You don't know. He's shaking his head. He don't know, y'all. I have no idea either. I have none. But anyway, that's what happened today. Today was a good day. I had a meeting today at work. It was very good. Wasn't too long. Had lunch. Ran around a little bit. Read a couple of messages, and that was it. But I'm just waiting. I filed for divorce and gave her the stuff gladly. I can buy new stuff without all that hair and smell from her on. Corey, I'm gonna need for you to forget that situation. It worked out. I'm feeling something from you. I'm feeling some resentment, buddy. But you bought all new stuff. You wanted new stuff. That's cool. That's what you were supposed to do. That's what you were supposed to do, Corey. So anyways, listen, guys, I don't think that Miss Anissa is coming up. So listen, it has been a terrific night with you as always. The comment section, y'all always win for me. Y'all are winning. Any of you that are over here, first time being here, thank y'all so much for being here. Y'all see how this thing goes. Mr. Boss is going to cut some of this up, and women going to beat me up again tomorrow. But it's okay, because I'm going to be back with y'all again tomorrow with something. Because I am saying this week, me and Mr. Boss are going to try to do this every day. What y'all think about that? We gonna try to do this every day? Oh my God. It starts with today. So anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. But until then, y'all have an outstanding evening. Go kiss somebody and tell them you love them. And men and women both. I appreciate you guys. So let's just make it happen. Let's make it happen. Let's put this thing together and stop living separately. All right? Y'all have a good night. Peace.